Is it wrong that I don't give money to my family and friends, even though I am able to? The first story is about this subject. My son Nick, who is now 17 years old, was born with a heart issue that developed after he was born. To ensure he would survive for another year, he needed a $60,000 operation in Israel. In the first 3 months of his life, I asked people for money and moved quickly. These individuals donated $100 to us. They had well-paying jobs, and the government provided them with financial support. When I asked my brother for assistance, he told me he needed to save money for his daughter's university education. She didn't go either. Anyone who knew her could have informed him about that. But they did take many breaks by traveling to other countries. All 40 people in my team contributed $30 and a present. At one time, I seriously considered selling my heart and liver. My spouse's parents sold their apartment for $35,000. The $700 present from my closest friend. That was everything he had. As a grown-up, I only shed tears once when I chose to accept his assistance. My car, some furniture, and gadgets were the only things I didn't secure to the walls. My husband's parents have been living with us for 5 years. 5 people were living in a small apartment with 2 bedrooms. The operation was successful. I began a job that ended up being really good. I recently relocated our offices to a country in Central Europe to be nearer to our clients in the European Union. It took me many years of effort, even though the company has most of my money. I have a lot of money. My spouse's parents now live in a house with 4 bedrooms. They were given money to go on trips 3 or 4 times a year until 2020. My son works a lot, and that makes me happy to be his father. I don't care about people who didn't lend a hand in the past. Hate is a very strong term. Now I know what to do, so I don't have any expectations from them. Mom and Dad are unable to visit. They can cover the cost of their flights at the hotel, but they are responsible for paying for the flights themselves. They won't receive the same payment as my relatives by marriage. My brother requested money to begin his own company 5 years ago. I mentioned that it was not the appropriate moment. 2 months ago, his teenage daughter had a car crash. No one expected her to die, but she has many unattractive marks on her legs that require expensive surgery to be corrected. I encouraged my children to consider being more humble to succeed in school. Former colleagues who were interested in joining my new business were instructed to follow the standard procedures. Not my closest friend. I rest well at night when I'm with him because I feel safe knowing we will take care of each other. There are many unhappy people in my life that I can't even count. We hope you will assist your family and those close to you. Assist others. Many times, people tend to prefer their family members. Bring your family with you. If you live in the West, assist your friends with moving there. They told me directly that they feel embarrassed by how much Western culture has influenced me. People have called me rude, thoughtless, and many other names. Reddit, after listening to my story, can you tell me if I am correct? Anyone wondering why my parents didn't react much can now understand that the surgery was only successful in 40% of cases. They believe we should allow nature to take its course instead of trying to conceive a baby. People in the western part of the country might find it very cold, but here we don't think it's that chilly. But it was evident that my wife and I did not enjoy it. Here are the most significant words. No, it's not daytime. They gave you $35,000 from selling their home. Your closest friends supported your son in every possible manner. No one gave you or your son any help, not even those who promised to do so, because they were one of the few people who supported you when you were going through tough times. It is painful to give them everything. You were considering selling one of your kidneys to help your son because no one else could assist you. Those who previously worked for you, but did not contribute to the success of your business, do not deserve it. Moreover, they should have the opportunity to apply just like anyone else. Your family is upset with you because you didn't inform them about your success. If you can't accept me at my worst, you don't deserve me at my best. Regarding your family, this applies to both you and your son. No, it isn't. However, the individuals you collaborated with in the past and your family members are. No. Today I finally understood the saying, if you can't handle me at my worst, you don't deserve me at my best. Thank you for being kind to me. No, it's not daytime. They are not obligated to assist you, and you are not obligated to assist them. Don't assist them. They suggest, let things happen naturally and consider having another baby instead. Do they truly intend that? Who would say something like that to another person? They basically asked you to harm your son and have another baby. You cannot make a phone call at this moment. No one wants these types of individuals in their life. It can be difficult to grasp, but for those who grew up there, it's not as terrible as it may seem. I don't know how to express that it doesn't feel right. I find it odd that in some places people consider bone marrow gelatin a special treat served during holidays. In some places, if you told someone that this is food, they would be very surprised. The following story is titled, Should I Feel Guilty for Respecting My Late Brother's Wishes and Not Informing His Ex-Wife About His? sickness or passing. My mom and dad passed away when I was 11. My brother, who is 45 years old, took care of me because I didn't have any other family in the United States. He was kind and very similar to my father. Olivia is 46 years old, and I met her when I was 15. Before they got married, they were in a relationship for 2 years. They had 2 children. Amalia was 14 years old and Sarah was 12. They were happy to be together. My brother was fulfilling his dream because he adored his family. 5 years ago, my daughters and Olivia's brother, who was their uncle, went camping. On their way home, a car driven by a drunk person crashed into them. Olivia and Amelia's brother passed away at the place of the accident. Sarah wanted to reach the hospital, but she passed away while undergoing surgery. My brother almost got hurt. To support Olivia, he endured his struggles in solitude. I believe they were tough because they managed to overcome the situation. From the outside, it seemed like they cared for each other. Olivia told my brother she was a woman last year, even though they had been together for 23 years. Then she requested to divide. Everyone was surprised. That really angered my brother. While we were breaking up, my brother became ill. He found out he had stage 2 pancreatic cancer. My brother felt very sad when he found out. I brought him to live with me from Houston to Hartford. He no longer spoke to anyone. He informed Olivia about the end of their relationship through his attorney, and after that, they ceased communication. He asked me to keep his illness a secret, and then he removed all his websites and apps. He was always feeling unhappy. He underwent a big operation and took the medication 2 times. He was going to die anyway because it didn't function. My brother was no longer sad. He didn't speak with many people at that time. When he wanted to, he enjoyed playing with my children. If not, he would have only watched old movies and looked at old pictures. Before he passed away, he said he didn't want a funeral. He was very excited to be ignited. I stored his remains in a specific place and didn't inform anyone about his passing. He used to take the girls for walks around a lake in Vermont. It was evident from his words that he just wanted to be left alone. My brother died in September. I completed all his requests, and in October, I went to scatter his ashes. Olivia visited my house last Thursday. Even though she wished to be with him on Christmas, she informed him that she couldn't communicate with him. I informed her about what had happened when she arrived. She was really sad about the news. At first she said I was not telling the truth. Then she said to me that I had taken him away from her, and that she should have realized it before we broke up. She also said I shouldn't have scattered his ashes because he shouldn't have died alone. She should not be blamed because I was with him when he caused her harm. She became afraid. I tried to make that woman feel better, but she got angry. I asked her to go because my children were afraid. She informed others that he had passed away. On social media, strangers, my brother's friends, and her family are bothering me. Reddit. You made me consider that perhaps I am acting unkindly. Don't be mean, that's the most important thing in this message. You followed your brother's instructions. Since the information is already public, go ahead and create a gravestone for him. Some people claim he requested to keep his death a secret and only shared his diagnosis with a small group of individuals. If someone asks, you can say that Olivia had the legal right to be informed, but he decided not to tell her. This plan is a good idea. You could share it on social media like Twitter or Facebook. Not the building called Day Hall. When he passed away, you fulfilled his request. Once she was no longer with him, she had nothing to do with it. Just appearing without letting you know beforehand is not the right way to do things. Your brother asked you to do this. You separated him from his family. She was no longer there. She didn't choose. Tell everyone that they are capable of achieving it. It's none of their concern. Oh my goodness. You have experienced many difficult situations. There is no connection, but you are very powerful. Dayshal is not present. If you break up with someone and you don't have children together, you are not required to give them or their family any money. You just had to follow your brother's instructions. She must be feeling really guilty about her actions and is likely still struggling to cope with the sadness she experienced when she was with her friends. However, you didn't have to say anything to her. I apologize for the difficult situation you are going through. You're welcome. But I have never been as good as my brother. He was there for me when I was feeling down, and didn't criticize me for it. They looked after me, prepared meals for me, and assisted me with my tasks, just like a mother would. When I was ill, they looked after me and helped me feel better after my first defeat. He did everything possible to ensure I didn't need to take out any loans for college. He never spoke negatively. He was very powerful. The following story has arrived. Is it okay to spend more money on my 18-year-old brother than on my younger siblings? This means my half-brothers and half-sisters are much younger than me. In short, my mom passed away when I was around 13 or 14 years old, and soon after that, my dad left me for a much younger one. There are 18 boys, 14 girls, and 12 boys in the group of kids. Our father is often very impolite. For him, being strict, giving space, and letting his wife handle everything, while he focuses on discipline, have always been his way of living. After 3 months of turning 18, all his children must move out of the house. This is one of his more difficult or unusual rules. Yes, that was also true for me. My mother and grandfather both left me a large sum of money when they passed away. Additionally, I learned how to do my work at that company, and now I am the boss. I had sufficient money to feel happy about leaving home. My little brother didn't do as good. He only had one way to earn money, which was working part-time at a bar. In addition, he has some problems with his mental health. He suffers from mood problems such as feeling sad, being overly concerned about things, and having difficulty controlling his desires, which make his life more challenging. Also, he became an adult this year. I thought my dad would be more relaxed. However, my brother still had to go. He lived with me for some time, then moved into his own apartment. He is mainly focused on succeeding. That's another situation. I hope he comes back to my place. I wanted to do something special for Kit for Christmas because he has had a difficult year. He received a PlayStation 5 and some games as a present, along with a few other small gifts. I also covered his rent for a few months to help him feel more comfortable. This year's Christmas gift was really good. In other words, I didn't make him or myself have any debts. However, I wouldn't have paid that amount 3 times or more. I bought my children many expensive things. My sister received the Air Max shoes she had been wanting for a while as a Christmas gift, and my brother got a Jack Wolf's coat. They also have other items. Each of my younger brothers cost about $200, while my oldest brother cost nearly $2,000. I won't tell you the specific number. I didn't mention it. Our father and my stepmother discovered it, and now they are both very angry with me. People say that I bully my younger brothers and fight with them because I am angry with my father. My oldest brother shouldn't expect many gifts for Christmas because he's grown up now, while my 2 younger brothers are still children. My wife doesn't want to agree on anything else. As a result, they both don't want to speak with me at the moment, and the 18-year-old feels upset about the situation. I'm not sure if I did something wrong because they are very upset about it. No es un día de trabajo. What you do for your adult brothers is not their concern. When the other 2 become adults, you will support them if they require assistance. Children may feel regretful when they reflect on it later. You can give someone the same amount of presents on Christmas and do something kind for them on another day. It's surprising that the children don't appear to be concerned. Only my father and stepmother are angry. No, it's not daytime. I feel bad about what your brother is going through, Opie. It's really nice of you to try to cheer him up. He is an excellent brother. Did you treat all your brothers kindly? The 2 younger ones still have a home and family nearby. If they needed help, I'm sure you would have assisted them too. Actually, they are not. It is not right for them to say that you don't have to give them anything. In this situation, a father and a child. The children had everything they needed and received everything. You still gave them very good presents. Not during the day. They are not concerned about how you spend your money. They likely don't want anyone to know that they are not taking care of their son, who is going through a difficult time. It's not a good idea to ask your children to leave home when they reach 18 years old. To keep it in place. I said that the PS5 was a gift for Christmas and the other presents were just extra. I assisted him even though he is not my own child. The final story has ended. Is it impolite if I don't allow my husband's sister to use my clothes and baby blankets? Woman, I had a miscarriage 6 months ago, when I was 27 weeks pregnant. I still see him as if he were alive. He came so close to making it, but didn't, and we lost the opportunity to raise him. My sister-in-law and I both became pregnant at the same time, and it has been very challenging. She is going to have her first baby. Recently, we used to get along well most of the time. The baby things they had were mostly damaged when my husband's sister and her husband had issues with their house. He also lost his job because of the COVID-19 pandemic, so they have less money now. My husband's sister requested to have the clothes and blanket we got for our son because they still need them. To assist, my husband bought baby clothes while they were out. People wanted us to abandon the items, but we refused. She was angry and didn't understand. She said we were not very helpful when they needed us the most. She also wondered how we could say no to giving clothes and a blanket to our upcoming niece or nephew. They said her child could use them, but our son couldn't because he was too large for them. That was not right, said my husband to her. She said that not doing enough for her child as a mother made her very angry. I feel sad, mad, and regretful. She is very advanced in her pregnancy now, while I was not as far along when I was pregnant with my son. It's harder for me because I feel really unwell. Another issue is that I haven't visited a doctor since November, because the one I was going to see left without informing anyone. I can tell that this has caused the family to fall apart. However, I don't want to remove or alter anything in the room. Am I being rude? Now let's consider the ideas. Don't be rude. She cannot influence how you handle your sadness or what you decide to let go of at this moment. Anytime. I feel very sorry for the loss of your son. You can keep all his belongings, no matter who you are. If you'd like, you can keep them for your future child. You don't need to give them to your brother's wife. Correct? Nobody can take someone else's belongings. Opie can choose to give her children to another person if she does not want to have any more. No, it isn't. That girl needs to go now. She believes you are impolite if you do not give her the blanket you made for your child. This means she can never get a blanket for her child. Many different groups were available to assist them with baby items when they needed help. She doesn't need what belongs to you. She said he wouldn't use them, but her child might wear them. She said that not doing enough for her child as a mother made her very angry. As a mother, you should understand the pain of losing a baby during pregnancy, so I am upset with you. Being mean is when someone makes children do things and says hurtful things to them. Modified to Ed. I feel very sorry for your loss. Hugs. Not underground. Your brother's wife does not have the right to request the baby presents you created and purchased for her with affection. Keep items that bring back memories of him, such as the blankets you crafted for him. It's normal to still feel sad about the great loss you experienced. People are required to give money to your sister, but she cannot make them do so. She was impolite, so she should relax. I hope you have a great trip with your husband. Soon, you will be able to find a new doctor. That's the only thing this show is about. Please share your thoughts, give a thumbs up, and subscribe as usual. Also, enable notifications to receive updates about new videos if you want to watch more content like this. I will see you next time. Watch out.